a video, if you guys want to look up right now, look up a video of Brad Pitt fighting Tom Cruise on a rooftop, and you tell me if you can if you truly knew that this wasn't this was an AI video. You cannot tell the difference.
There's a video of Keanu Reeves fighting Joe Rogan, like in sort of like, you know, like a Matrix style fight or stuff like that. You cannot tell that it's AI.
And we're to that point now. And so now the ability for misinformation will never right now it's going to be greater than it ever has been. What do you mean about making this work?
Oh, is this one? Yeah, put that up.
It's more just behind what is publicly available. Seems like it would be conducive to some sort of like
I don't know. I don't
scale sabotage of society.
I don't know if it's deliberately nefarious, but I do think if you can make
but
things
you can see the nefarious,
right? But we've been wanting more accurate looking video games forever. Right?
Yeah,
the fact that you can make the graphics better.
That's like a corporate level, right?
Yeah.
So why is this being available for people to just use? Like you can
that
just sign amazing. Up and just make stuff.
Put it on. Yeah. You can take that out. Yeah.
A big studio budget.
You killed Jeffrey Epstein, you animal! He was a good man! He knew too much about our Russia operations. He had to die, and now you die too.
So that
wow. You know, the first time that I got tricked was on Access Vegas just on Wednesday when we had that one girl that was in the car.
Yeah,
she's like, I was like, I thought this was real at first. Yeah. I mean, what she was saying was ridiculous, but like I couldn't tell it was.
I knew it wasn't real.
The only realistic part of it.
Yeah. I knew it wasn't real because I had heard that script was by several other AI agents. Number one, and number two, I went and looked at the rest of her stuff, and it's always the ones you can get away with when she's walking around and she has unrealistic bouncy boobies that are real, but they're like the shape of fake boob. That's when you know it's AI still. But they'll get past
quite
that.
Figured that out.
And the other thing is, like, again, you know, this is going to come as a shock to many of you who don't know me. One of my best friends is CJ Sparks. A lot of my best friends are females. And
no way.
Yes. And CJ Sparks, she hosts a show called Inside OnlyFans. And in the show Inside OnlyFans, they asked, do you think AI is going to take over for all this content creators? She's like, no, I think AI is going to make it so people really want the real connection more. And I'm like, no, CJ, and I love you, CJ, but no, that is what you just saw. That video is the end. If they can do that with Tom Cruise and Brad Pitt, they are going to be able to make what? Because here's what they'll do.
There's nothing real about the current climate of OnlyFans.
Well, but I want you to consider take two famous models. Let's take Sydney Sweeney and let's take Megan Fox. I cannot use Sydney Sweeney or Megan Fox's physical appearance without their permission. I still can't legally do that, but I can make an amalgamation of Sydney Sweeney and combine it with Megan Fox and have another beautiful woman who looks half Sydney Sweeney and half Megan Fox. And I don't have to pay anybody for that. Right. And so now, because it's like me doing a cover song of a musical, whatever, I don't have to pay anyone for that. And so now that's the new AI
OnlyFans model.
OnlyFans model, sex worker. That's who that is. No, I'm sorry, ladies. Like, I love so many of you. Some of you ladies are very beautiful. I wish you weren't doing this for a living, but some of you are very beautiful. You're not going to be able to stand up to that because that AI agent can now make infinite content.
OnlyFans operates like AI.
Yes.
It's literally just like an algorithm that you feed into, and this woman learns more about you as you talk to it.
It's funny that we're talking about this because like we need prompts. We need like AI needs us to learn from us so it can give us do an amalgamation, right? To come back, right? And I think it's interesting because the whole thing with OnlyFans is and not, this show included, like anything where the audience, like that's why I do live streams. Anything where the audience has a participation role, like if you super chat in here, you're going to change the course of this discussion because I'm going to read it, and that's you're going to pay $5 for it, and then that's fine. We'll talk about it. Same thing with OnlyFans. Because OnlyFans is engagement media. So you go and say, hey, take your shirt off. Hey, how's it going today? Hey, tipping to get a response and stuff like that. But it's engagement media. Same thing with Adam 22. Like Adam 22 goes and gets Jason Love to go knock it out with Lena the Plug. It's not about the actual event. It's about all the hype that leads up to it because everybody's engaged and everybody wants to talk about it on not just No Jumper, but on all the on DJ Academics and all the rest of these guys, they want to talk about this. Same thing happened when they did the boxing match between Adam 22 and Jason Love. Same thing that happened with was it Logan Paul? You know, all that stuff. All it is just engagement media. Now take that and put an AI element into that, and you it's on autopilot at that point. You don't even have to do anything.
In fact, AI has already been pretty good at the sort of the response concept. Do you remember like the being able to talk to God?
No.
Any of these like chat robots from like 2005?
Yeah.
So you could literally just load up like a program where it's just like ask, you know, something, a question, and it's like a series of like automated responses that it feels like you're actually talking to it. This was 2004, 2005. So the model is already, even 20 years ago, has already been pretty, you know, tried and tested. So now it's I mean, like I said, OnlyFans itself already feels like an AI model.
Yeah.
So it makes perfect sense. Like this, I think men would miss the realistic aspect of OnlyFans. Doesn't exist.
Yeah.
The very nature of OnlyFans is non-realistic.
I mean, technically that's what the Tates were doing with their cam girls, is they were the ones behind the scenes that were doing the talking communications. You know, talking to these guys, pretending to be
because
it wasn't AI, but it was them.
They understood the male insecurity part better than the woman who was up there, you know, doing it. So I could definitely see that as the case.
Exactly.
But the other thing is, so the next obvious iteration of that would be like, well, Michael, won't you and Rollo be replaced? Won't Joe Rogan be replaced? It's like, no, because these AI platforms are wholly owned by insanely woke liberals. And so because of that, they can never replace us. They can never make something that is going to sit there and question whether or not global warming is actually going to happen in the next 20 years, or if it's actually in the next 800 years. They can never make something that says, hey, gender is defined by a penis and a vagina. They can because they can never make that content, because they're wholly owned by entirely woke cultures. And I'm even talking about Grok AI or XAI. The people who work for Elon are not conservative, even though Elon is. I've listened to their interviews. And so because of that, no, we're not going to be replaced, because they can't make the content that is going to sit there and espouse
that go against the narrative.
Evolutionary psychology, hairless murder apes. That narrative is never going to come out of AI.
That's what I was saying earlier about the potential nefarious reasons for AI being so, you know, openly available to the public, is that you couldn't replicate what we're doing because it is owned by woke people, and these woke corporations, that they're never just interested in leaving us alone. It's almost always from the position of constantly attack and try and destroy. So AI could be manipulated in a way not to replicate us, but to because it certainly wouldn't want to replace us. It certainly wouldn't want any of that. But it could be used as a weapon to attack this entire space.
So to answer your question, I think about it for a second. The reason why is just like Mark Zuckerberg was basically, he needed our eyeballs, he wanted our views, our impressions to eventually sell to marketers. AI needs our really kinky, weird expressions on Nano Banana and Midjourney to learn from us. It's like we get to years like how are we allowing average people to use this very powerful platform? I had to think about it for a second. I was like, well, because what we're doing is now giving it ideas. It's now has the opportunity to learn from us in its fullest form, or in its more powerful Voltron fully assembled form, AI in 10 years, whatever, 5 years, that our protests to AI will be so inconsequential to it. It will be Ready Player One. If you want to see what a closer example to what our future will look at, read the book Ready Player One by Ernst Klein, and then also read the Expanse series by James S. A. Corey. If you watch those two, where it's like 90% of the Earth's population is part of a useless class, they still live fine. They have cancer's basically been cured. People are not dying from heart disease anymore. People who are poor are living to be 140 years old. And in comparison to homeless people back then, their lives are their homes are 3D printed. Their medications are 3D printed. Everything. Their lives are essentially easier, but there's absolutely no room for upward mobility financially whatsoever, unless you win a lottery or you test out to be a genius. You don't get to work in government. If you guys want to see,
that's 1984.
Look at 1984, Brave New World when it comes to eugenics. Absolutely going to. The eugenics one is the funniest one to me. It's like anyone who like, again, if I say, hey, listen, we were able to see the 46 alleles of your child that's about to be born, and we found out that your child is going to have some sort of Huntington's. And so between these two embryos, why don't we pick the one that doesn't have Huntington's?
Yeah.
That's eugenics, but it doesn't seem that bad. It seems fair. Huntington's is very bad. You don't want that. We have another one with a predisposition for early Alzheimer's. Here's another embryo that's going to have juvenile diabetes. Let's eliminate this. Is that fine?
I'm going to say we'll eliminate Down syndrome.
Yeah, we'll eliminate. We'll
Overnight.
eliminate this.
Yeah.
Ready? Here's the next one. Your son is going to be fully healthy, but he's going to be 4'10". Is that okay?
Uh-huh.
Oh, you don't want him to be 4'10". You want him to be taller.
6'1",
So
yeah.
here's 6 different embryos. One of them's going to have blue eyes. The other one's going to have brown eyes. Which one are you going to choose? Oh, you're going to choose the blue-eyed, taller one? Isn't
Yeah.
that wild? Hey, listen. Totally
Yeah.
healthy son, but he's going to be a homosexual. You want to? So we're gonna get rid of the homosexuality. We're going to give him some blue eyes. We're going to make him tall. Hey, I remember some guy back in the 30s trying to do something very fucking
Exactly
similar
like
to
this.
this.
Yeah.
Anybody who thinks that eugenics isn't going to happen, you are out of your fucking
Yeah.
mind. When it comes to your kid,
Mm.
now you want your kid to be a Major League Baseball center fielder. You want him to be a midfielder in the English Premier League. Now everyone wants their kid to look like that.